I want to trebuchet the chatters that sent me this video into orbit, okay? I want to put you in the new SpaceX shuttle that is flying up to the ISS on a one-way ticket. I'm saying it. Okay. Let's watch Nikocado Avocado. Now, for a lot of people who love preying on the downfall of others, who watch people as lol cows, Nikocado Avocado has been a low-hanging fruit for quite some time. It's almost hacky for one of these like long YouTube content essays that write about the downfalls of people to even do one on Nikocado Avocado, because he objectively has made a fool of himself and also seemingly gotten worse and worse over the years. Now, of course, that is if you were simply watching Nikocado Avocado videos and not thinking about a different purpose. Turns out, Nikocado Avocado was doing something very different. He was cooking up not a hot pot or a stew or another thing that, I don't know, he was going to do a mukbang over. Turns out, the entire time, he was just going crazy behind closed doors. Let's take a look.
2 steps ahead. I am always 2 steps ahead.
Why is he going Joker mode right off the jump?
This has been the greatest social experiment for my entire life. It's alluring, it's compelling, it's gripping to observe all these unwell, disoriented beings roam the internet in search of stories, ideas, rivalries, where they feel.
There was a dude that made a 7-hour video on Nikocado Avocado before his big drop. 7 hours. Nikocado Avocado, the disturbing story behind the internet's most hated mukbanger. 7 whole hours. And then very quickly he turns around and makes an update video as well. Dude, everyone on YouTube is just a demon, okay? Everyone on YouTube is just a demon. From Nick Avocado to all the people that make these essays, okay?
Feel encouraged and engaged, where they involve themselves with the stories and become a product of influence. Thirsty for a distraction from time unspent, spoiling their minds, yet stimulating them at the same time. It's brilliant, and it's dangerous. I feel as if I'm monitoring ants on an ant farm. One follows another, follows another, follows another. It's mesmerizing.
Bro, for those of you who don't know who the Nikocado Avocado is, he's just a fat guy, okay? That's it. He's just a fat dude who got like progressively more fat by doing these like crazy eating. He's a real eater, okay? Originally, he's like not a fat guy, okay? And a vegan. Then he quits veganism and becomes like really fat, right? Like morbidly obese. I'm not talking like, I'm not doing like fat shaming shit. I'm talking like he progressively becomes like incredibly fat. Okay? And he's like making a fool of himself like this. He's just like doing shit like this. It's basically like fetish content. Mukbang is like, for those of you who don't know, mukbang is like when you just sit there and eat, and a lot of people like it. There's like an ASMR component to it. I don't understand it at all. That's why I have a massive noise gate on my broadcast. But like, he just becomes this being, okay? He was also doing OnlyFans, apparently. I don't know enough, okay? But he's just being gross. He's just being gross the whole time, right? And progressively getting fatter and fatter and making a fool of himself. And people are really sad and desperate to pay attention to something, anything like this. They're just, you know, people love this shit. They love someone making a fool of themselves, right? I remember when him and Ethan were arguing about who was fatter. All right. So, turns out he was pumping videos from the past and also maybe even wearing a fat suit in the process while simultaneously losing all of the weight.
It's spellbinding. All these little consumers, all of these lost and bored people. People consuming anything that they're told to consume. So I am the villain because I've made myself one. And you will continue to consume these stories about me year after year after year.
Yeah, no, he had a backlog of videos, but I think he was like also taking advantage of like a fat suit or something as well. Am I wrong about this? No, I know he had a backlog of videos. I'm saying like he was pumping a backlog of videos while he was like simultaneously losing the weight.
For as long as I tell the internet that I am the villain, stories that permeate and linger and infect the minds of the ants, influence the ants, brainwash the ants. You are the ants.
Bro's having a Joker moment, but to be honest, pre-recording 2 years of content while you lose 260 pounds is probably the most content Joker shit there ever will be. Yeah. No, he was actually fat. No, he got like, bro, he got fat as, and he was like making a mockery of himself and like presenting himself as like this pathetic fat person who's like corresponding to, I guess, like a lot of people who, you know, hate fat people and like what they expect fat people to do and be like. And then he lost he lost all the weight, but he still had a backlog of content doing the same old videos. So he was just uploading videos, getting progressively fatter and fatter, while people were like, oh, look at him, he's such a sad man. Meanwhile, he was actually losing the weight. It's like the Always Sunny in Philadelphia Max situation. Oh my God. Anyway, let's continue.
Today I woke up from a very long dream. And I also woke up having lost 250 pounds off of my body. Yet just yesterday, people were calling me fat and sick and boring and irrelevant. People are the most messed up creatures on the entire planet.
Bro, listen, fat, skinny, it don't matter, okay? This dude is mentally ill. I'll say it. Doing all that to your body from the start, mental illness. Then turning around and then doing this, also mentally ill. Holy shit.
And yet,
at least he's not shooting up a school or some shit, all right? Like, honestly, thank God he's not doing that kind of stuff and using his mental illness for content, using it as like a content savant.
I've still managed to stay 2 steps ahead of everyone. The joke's on you. Oh. Mr. Noodle, you're so cute. Oh, you're so... Yeah. Oh, you're so cute. Yeah. You like that. You look like a big green ball. Yeah, you look like a big green avocado, which is my favorite fruit ever. Yeah. Oh, you're a good bird. Oh, Mr. Noodle. I knew you liked that. You missed me so much. Years, wasn't it? It was a long.
Oh my God, get to the point, dog. I can't watch 25 minutes of this. Is he gonna eat the bird or not?
It would have gone this long, but it did. And it was like a bad dream that, yeah, it was like a really bad dream that we were waiting for it to be over. And it's over. It was just a dream.
Why is he crying? Like, bro, you did this to yourself. Oh God. I didn't watch a single piece of this content when it was happening. So I guess I'm like the worst person to judge what is going on here, because like for a lot of people, they were like, oh my God, I'm shocked. He really duped us all. For me, it's like, I don't know anything about this dude. I didn't give a about any of the shit that was going on. So like for me, it's like, okay, guy was fat. Everybody made fun of him. Now he's skinny. Okay. I suspect this is the way that he makes his content. I've never watched a full Nikocado avocado video except for like when he got was it a Hawaii apartment or something? Why the fuck did we watch that? Someone's made me watch that shit. I don't remember why.
It was just a dream, Mr. Noodle, wasn't it? Yeah. It feels like a bad dream. But we woke up. We woke up. Yeah. We're so excited. We woke up. Yay! We woke up from the bad dream. And I'm back. And Mr. Noodle is back. And here we are. We're back home, Shooby-Doo. Say good morning, Mr. Noodle. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to my studio for the second time.
Okay, bro. Oh. Okay, I don't like this. Wait.
This is the life. Oh my gosh.
He's eating with the bird.
Mr. Noodle. Oh, I gotta have this. This is worth my soul. This is worth everything in my soul. He seems to like it too. This is why I live life. I love spicy black bean noodles. And by the way, if you're new to Mr. Noodle can't taste spice. They don't have the receptors for it, and actually, spicy pepper is really good for their immune system. So, the vet and people, they always recommend to give. So I'm just kind of mixing this around since I put those toppings on it. But it's incredible. Now, I'm also going to have to put a little bib on because this is about to get real wild. Ooh, you love your mushy peas. Cheers, everybody, to a new era.
Where does he explain what he did? Like, come on, man.
We were all just dreaming. Cheers. Mr. Noodle, this is so good.
He doesn't? What do you want him to say? I don't think he does. Wait, that's it? It's just him doing a mukbang for the rest of this video? Part 2?
Welcome to Nikocado 2. This is my second channel, and I hope... It kind of looks like the things you see on everything bagels.
That's all this does? That's all this does? Sunny V2. Nikocado's new video is honestly just depressing.
Wonders why I'm posting less. I'm not happy. I don't like what I've done. I don't like what I've become. I don't like what I look like.
Nikocado's recent video is so incredibly tragic, it makes all of his previous breakdowns seem like they were happy moments. Simply titled By, Nikocado talks about deeply regretting his time on YouTube, in the process admitting to financial ruin, and the ways in which fame destroyed his life completely. The 41-minute video begins on terrible footing, as after only 24 seconds, Nick's already almost on the verge of tears.
Just gonna tell you right off the bat, I'm on the edge of a breakdown. Most likely by the end of this video, I'm gonna be flipping out.
The reason for this is quickly revealed. Nick had begun to realize YouTube was actually a terrible choice.
My life was going great, so I decided to do this YouTube life. And I'm sitting here thinking, I have thrown away the best years of my life.
admitting he never would have started if given a second chance.
I wish I could turn back the clock. I wish I could go back in time. I wish I would never have done YouTube. I wish I would have never decided that this would be a fun way to make a living, that this would be a fun way to have a life, this would be a fun way to provide for my family.
Yeah, so what is going on here is that this is bait, okay? Like, this guy and many of the commentators
Last night I went to bed.
made these videos, like, made these goddamn videos. Well, this one is, like, specifically before the bait swap out, which is why I'm watching it. But basically, if you don't know anything about Nikocado Avocado, like, this is what he was doing. He was like, oh, I'm a pathetic loser. And it turns out he hasn't actually done any videos in like 2 years, like any new videos in 2 years, while he just like lost all the weight. And Charlie explained it well. Oh my God, dude. Okay, dude. Okay, dude. Here.
I was just all tuckered out, so I said, goodbye,
Here.
Moon.
No commentary from Hasan, okay? Let's watch Moist Critical's video.
And I
fucking hate you guys so much sometimes, dude. Let's watch.
Hold on into
Moist
bed to
Critical's
catch
videos.
some Z's.
I'm gonna shut
Little
my
did I know-
stupid mouth up. I'm gonna shut the up. I'm gonna let Charlie do the talking. You bots! You goddamn NPCs!
Know that while I slumbered, we'd all been paid a visit by someone very special. And I'm not talking about Santa Claus, but I am talking about another man in a red shirt. Nikocado Avocado. I woke up this morning in a different timeline. I think we shifted back to the Berenstain Bears universe and left the Berenstain Bears universe behind.
2 steps ahead. I am always 2 steps ahead. This has been the greatest social experiment of my entire life. So I am the villain because I've made myself one.
This moment right here is this generation's I Am Your Father. This is up there with the Darth Vader identity reveal. Perhaps one of the most unexpected things I've seen in quite some time. When I was watching this, I let out an audible whoa. Like, I couldn't help myself. My body responded without any other part of me having say-so over it. My body itself, my soul, was shocked when he took the mask off there. So he gives like a villain monologue that sounds like it's out of the Fallout universe, talking about how he's 2 steps ahead because he had played the villain for so long now.
Today I woke up from a very long dream, and I also woke up having lost 250 pounds off of my body. Yet just yesterday, people were calling me fat and sick and boring.
Losing 250 pounds is an unbelievable feat that's nothing shy of extraordinary. And he mentions how even yesterday, YouTubers and many other people were calling him sad, fat, depressing, sick, and all of that, and still making videos about him, even while he secretly, over the course of 2 years, had been losing all of that weight. And all the videos.
Why do your 30-year-old viewers act like 18-year-old YouTube drama dumbasses? Like what next? They want to watch a Leafy is Here video? Yes, they do, because they're extremely online. And most people that are extremely online love the shit. They love lolcow shit.
Videos that people were talking about were actually videos that Nikocado had filmed 2 years prior and kept drip feeding to the community to keep them either entertained or keep himself fanning the flames of drama for people to latch on to. It is actually very fascinating. Now, some of you might recall about 4 years ago, Nikocado Avocado and myself had a tiny bit of beef. I'm talking like a Salisbury steak level of beef between us, and we had a bit of a tinkle tussle back and forth pissing contest, and boo! Fact check jump scare. I wanted to double check when all of that took place, so I looked at it. It turns out it was 2021 AD. It was late September, so it's coming up on 3 years, not 4. I was a little off on that. Time moves very weird now. I don't know what happened, but time is moving at a different speed than it used to. After all that drama, I had actually kept up with Nikocado Avocado, occasionally just tuning in to check and see what's going on. I made a video like a year ago on a piece of content that Nick dropped where he actually did talk about a weight loss journey that he was going on, and I've kind of just been cheering him on from the sidelines ever since then, just hoping that he'd follow through on that and just to see where it all goes. So to see this come up was not only extremely surprising, just given how much weight he had lost in a relatively short period of time.
How do I feel about it? I will not be giving a take until I hear Moist Critical's take on it, so I can just copy and paste Moist Critical's take.
I know to a lot of people 2 years, like on the internet terms, that's like ancient history. Things that happened 2 years ago, that might as well be the void century that no one remembers. But like speaking realistically, 2 years to lose 250 pounds, that's a speed run. Those are gold splits.
I haven't made a video for like 2 years, and this is where I'm posting now on this channel. So I hope you consider subscribing if you want. I'm actually posting more next week, so yeah, that would mean a lot to me.
On his second channel, he mentions that it's been 2 years since he's made a video, so you can piece little breadcrumbs together in your head and follow this path here, connecting the dots. He has released videos on all of his channels over the course of 2 years, quite a few of them. Not to the same frequency that he used to, but he still had a ton of videos that he's releasing over the last 2 years. Videos that were posted 2 weeks ago, or even as recent as 5 days ago, where he is that same weight, were all apparently recorded years ago. And it's not like it's CGI and it's not AI generated content. Nick actually just had a crazy backlog, like the Library of Alexandria for mukbangs, and he just kept going to the vault to upload some of that old pre-recorded content as if it was new, and people were none the wiser. I even went through these 2 videos here in particular just to see if I could find like a date somewhere on like his phone, or when he went to the Heart Attack Grill, like maybe like a calendar sticking on a wall, but I didn't see anything. Maybe I missed it. I did kind of go through it like 2x speed, so maybe it like flashed by really quick and I just didn't see it. But I do believe him that these were recorded years ago, because that's the only logical explanation for how he is 250 pounds down right now, yet
Be honest, are you mad at us? No, man. What the f? Shut up.
5 days ago he has a video at the Heart Attack Grill where he's still like 400 pounds or whatever it was. Dude was playing chess while the rest of us were playing checkers. He played us like a goddamn violin, and Nick loves the violin. Many of you might not remember this from the Nick Expanded Universe, the lore, but he was actually an incredible violin player. He was more decorated than like Captain America in terms of accolades when it came to this. Like in his field of violin, he was a very well-regarded, talented player. And he came out here and just Gangnam styled on us. He really did play us like a sweet melody on that instrument.
It was a long 8 years, wasn't it?
I want to trebuchet the chatters that sent me this video into orbit. Okay, I want to put you in the new SpaceX shuttle that is flying up to the ISS on a one-way ticket. Okay, never to actually get to the ISS. This is good if you are uninitiated with the story. Charlie's video is great, and it summarizes the entire incident up until this point if you didn't know what the f was going on. He just summarized everything that we just watched. You guys are so stupid. I thought he was at least going to give some backstory. No, it's just pieces of the same boring video we just watched of the dude not really revealing anything. God damn it, dude. I hate this chat sometimes. I swear to God. You do not know what is good for you, okay? You do not know what is good for you. You don't know. You don't know. When you get together, you're brilliant people individually, okay? Individually, you're wonderful people. You're creative people, right? But God damn it, dude, when you get together as a hive mind and chat gets one way, because I was watching the Sunny V2 video, because this actually provides backstory, and it's actually wrong. Sunny V2 is a right-wing content creator, and it's actually funny to watch him, get something wrong, get duped by Nikocado Avocado. But everyone's like, dude, don't watch this guy. Watch Charlie instead. Please don't watch this guy. Don't give this guy views. Give Charlie views instead, because Charlie is going to give you the backstory, actually. It's like, no, Charlie is covering the new update. We already know what happened because we watched it. God damn, dude. God damn. Are you jealous of what? What could I possibly be jealous of in this situation? I don't know who Nikocado Avocado is. I don't give a f about his weight loss journey. I don't give a f about his prior content. I don't care about any of this. Of his weight loss, I literally went through the same process. I went through the same process that he went through in the same time frame, as a matter of fact. Yeah, the only thing I'm jealous of is the person I was 10 minutes ago before I lost a decent part of my brain. Like a decent part of my brain matter just leaked out of my ear. Holy moly. Random ass Charlie haters need to explain why he's so bad. He's not. I'm not a Charlie hater. I'm a Charlie lover. I'm simply saying that, like, he is great for someone who is just finding out about the story. But we are not that person collectively because we watched the original content and I gave you additional pieces of, like, the background.
He further hints as to why
My job is to face people who hate me, who don't care for me, that aren't even interested in me. They're here for someone fat.
Yet he's interrupted by his pizza delivery, leading to the video's only moment where Nick isn't totally miserable. However, the second he takes a bite, you can see Nicocado's dark realization that he despises his life completely.
I think it's pretty fun because, like, this guy is, like, hyper focusing in the most parasocial way because that is what lolcowing is. Okay? Lolcows literally feed into parasocial behavior, but they think they're above it because they're doing criticism. But, like, the reality is you are doing the same shit. You're, like, literally micromanaging every aspect of this person's life with your own framework. Okay? That's the whole point. So in that regard, I think congratulations to Nikocado Avocado for cooking all these commentary YouTube channels. Okay? He did. He kind of did. Which is wild. Also, for everybody being like, bro, Ozempic, bro, Ozempic, bro, Ozempic. Well, here's the thing. If he lost his weight over the course of 2 years, it might not be Ozempic at all. Also, if he did use Ozempic, who gives a f? What's wrong with? They're like, bro, how did this happen? Where, like, everybody was like, yo, fat people need to lose weight, dog. Fat people need to lose weight. And then they start losing weight with Ozempic. Everyone's like, lol, you're on Ozempic, you cheater. It's like, what do you want them to do? Die? It makes no sense to me at all. Like, I have never been, like, a big advocate of, like, oh, you're being fat phobic type shit, right? As you guys know, I've struggled with weight, controlling my weight my whole life. My whole family's obese. I was obese, right? And I've always been an advocate not to fat shame people, but, like, I do sometimes engage in that sort of behavior when I see a porky little pig cop, okay? It's gonna, I'm gonna do that. I'm sorry. I still have much love for the big boys, but, like, if I see a porky piglet, okay, barely putting on the goddamn skin tight Oakleys and this fat is, like, popping out of the Oakleys, I'm gonna say something, okay? But beyond that, it's like fat shaming obviously doesn't work. It literally does the exact opposite. People try to, like, take this moralistic position where they're like, no, I'm fat shaming you for you, dog. It's like fat people know they're fat, okay? They know they're fat. They carry that weight with them every day. I know that sounds like a pun. It's a double entendre. But, like, they didn't just recognize that they're fat when you told them that they are, okay? You just reminded them of something that, like, is already constantly weighing on their consciousness. Okay, so having said that, however, all this, like, Ozempic talk unironically makes me feel like yeah, no, anti-fat phobia content creators are, like, right, and it's just people just want fat people to die. Okay, like, fat people can't do anything, bro. Go to the gym. Why are you at the gym, fatty? You're eating. They're like, oh, fat guy eating again. You know how it is, right? You take Ozempic, they're like, "Pa, you cheated." It's like, bro, what do you want? The fuck do you want, man? There's, like, basically a seemingly miracle, like, anti-addiction cure over here, okay? And it's got complications in and of itself, certainly. But, like, overall, being being obese to that degree absolutely is unhealthy for you. So the fact that, like, there is a drug that you can take that curbs your appetite, that allows you to lose the weight, is great. And it sometimes feels like a lot of people are mad that, like, they can't make fun of fat people any longer. You know what I mean? Like, they're just like, oh, dude, no, fat people are losing weight. Who will we make fun of? Don't do it. God damn. Mike Israel,
your ability to lose weight can be a test of your willpower, or you can take the pill and with no added willpower lose all the weight you want. And then you can test your willpower on tending to your family better, coaching Little League football and being on time for the kids instead of standing in a fucking Hardee's line getting your third cheeseburger for that day. You can start a business. You can save the world. You can clean up the atmosphere. Everything. We're not running out of problems. If we have body fat as this thing that's going to sharpen our will and we get rid of that, the set of problems remains approximately infinite still, and you can sharpen your will on what's left over. If you think you're tough and proving your willpower to yourself by losing fat, you're right, but you're not getting jacked. You're not building a business because you're draining all of your willpower on that one thing.
Good take. I mean, interesting take. Hadn't really considered that, but like overall, why the wouldn't you take it? Okay, why the wouldn't you take it? That's 100% the reason. They need someone to be beneath them. I know bigger that are healthy and have no medical complications, while I know real thin have multiple issues wrong with them. Yeah, people say the skinnier person is healthier. Yeah, it's just like, it's very, very, very weird. Okay, didn't influencers cause a shortage of it and ended up affecting the people who actually needed it? No, this is something that people do when they want to like add an additional qualifier to make it reasonable to shit on people taking Ozempic because they're obese. Okay. No, dude, there's not that many influencers that can cause a shortage of it. Do people actually take Ozempic that probably shouldn't be taking Ozempic, even though they're like, you know, not even remotely unhealthy or maybe just a little overweight and they take Ozempic? Certainly, okay? There's always going to be people. There's always going to be people that do that shit. But if you think that like influencers, a collective, let's say at most 100,000 people were able to cause, you know, a shortage of a drug, like what the are we talking about? Also, Nikocado Avocado, if he did take Ozempic, definitely needed to take Ozempic. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. Yeah, I'm someone who's on Ozempic. I'm someone who Ozempic is basically made for. Been more obese than morbidly obese my entire life. Insurance won't cover it. Influencers are irrelevant. Yeah, the real issue with Ozempic is that insurers actually do not cover it. And you have to literally give up like all of your HIPAA rights, for example, to even be able to get it affordably. Okay. I know people on Ozempic. It's helped them a lot. It's great. You guys experienced my weight loss journey over the course of the past 4 years. Okay. Every goddamn day I'm in front of the camera. I was very fat. I was very sad. I was very depressed. Okay. I was so goddamn out of shape. And it took a long ass time to get back to a shape that I was comfortable with, okay, to feel healthy again. And as someone who's done this twice now in his life, first time was way more difficult, of course. Second time was still pretty goddamn difficult regardless, okay? I'm telling you right now, it's not a bad thing that there is like a alternative for people out there who can't do that, okay? It's crazy, dog. Y'all are nuts. Like, it does not take away from their journey, and I just want everybody to be healthy, you know? It's very weird to me that there are people out there that just go, it's cheat code, dude. It's like, shut the fuck up. You're ridiculous. You're ridiculous, okay? What about bariatric surgery? I mean, you're talking to someone whose immediate family members, multiple of them have gotten bariatric surgery, and that's also been incredibly helpful for them, you know? So yeah, it's life-saving. I mean, my dad almost died multiple times. Like, what are we talking about? Morbidly obese. Like doctors were like, this is a medical specimen that we have never encountered type shit. Okay. And yeah, he got bariatric surgery. He got a gastric bypass. They cut even pieces of his intestines. Okay. And now his internal workings is basically like a dog's. Like, he does not have a stomach at all. So shit just passes through him immediately. And there's additional complications that come along with that. Like, and by that I mean, chill on him, bro. No, that's how it is. Why do you think your dog poops very quickly after your dog eats? It's because they don't have like a tummy where they hold on to it. But because they don't have a tummy where they hold on to all that food, there's no way of like getting all of the micronutrients and macronutrients necessary for survival as well. I mean, obviously dogs have figured it out, but like for humans, it's new. Ozempic is not cheating like steroids. Well, there's no competition. So there's no competitive weight loss. Okay. There's no competitive weight loss. So there's no cheating element. I don't even think steroids are cheating anyway. You don't reach Mike Israetel's size, volume, and muscle mass by just simply taking steroids and just sitting on the couch. There's a shit ton of work that goes into it. Also, steroids can be a medical necessity. So there's that aspect as well. Dogs have stomachs, yeah, but like a very tiny stomach in comparison. Like it just doesn't hold the same. Like a human being's stomach is capable of holding a shit ton of food. It just like quickly passes through the dog's body. Like a much shorter digestive tract. Thank you. That's what I was thinking of. Who cares about the long-term damages from Ozempic? I mean, dude, there are long-term damages. The reason why I never took it specifically is because it also causes muscle loss. And also because I don't want to be reliant on this for the rest of my life, because I know that if you stop taking Ozempic for one reason or another, you're probably going to yo-yo back. You're actually going to gain all the weight and more. Okay, that's definitely a problem. And muscle loss is definitely a problem as well. So those are the reasons why I didn't choose to take it. If you change your diet, Ozempic still works. I know, but it because the major thing that Ozempic does is basically curb your appetite. When you don't take it, you haven't been able to train your appetite to there's no way you can train your appetite. So why are you supporting it, bro? Because for plenty of people, this is a lifesaver. What do you mean? Yeah. Long-term usage of Ozempic versus dying. Or also not dying, but objectively having a shittier life than you could, okay? Because when you're morbidly obese, and many of you will never actually experience that, luckily, when you're morbidly obese, everything is shittier, okay? Put on a goddamn weight vest next time you walk around, okay? And then you'll understand what I mean. It's shittier to go up the stairs. It's shittier to stand up. It's shittier to sit down. You're out of breath after standing for 15 minutes. And in a country where 60% of Americans are overweight, it's we got crazy obesity numbers out here. It's good. Has long-term effects on your joints, cardiovascular system, mental health, etc. Yeah, you mean obesity. It does. So yeah, it's like saying someone that needs a wheelchair is cheating. Yeah. Bro, just putting on your shoes. Yeah, exactly. I know all that, man. I'm a big boy still. I'm 230 pounds, chat. Okay. I got, pretty decent muscle mass and relatively low body fat at this point. You can kind of see my abs now, which is great, but I'm still a big boy regardless. And that means my joints are still taking a beating. You understand? My joints are still taking a beating, even though my body fat percentage is comparably lower than the average person. So, for a lot of people, if it's just mostly fat, that's great. They can shed it off. And basically, the fuck are y'all talking about? This is a diabetes medication that's seeing massive shortages because stooges are using it to go from moderately overweight to skinny. No, you are. Most people aren't using it for the right purposes. Source, I work at a pharmacy. You are imagining from your own personal anecdotes, like abusers, and you're probably literally looking at people who are at the final stage of their weight loss journey and going, oh, dude, you're not even fat. That's a gross thing to admit as a pharmacist, for the record. Okay, if you are actually a pharmacist at all. How do you think you have the ability to determine whether or not someone was morbidly obese before Ozempic and at what stage they are? And you have to remember something. A lot of people who are then skinny, okay, who get skinny are not going to get off Ozempic. They're going to have to keep using it for the rest of their lives. Wegovy is the one that most take for weight loss. Ozempic is for type 2. As far as I understand, by the way, there is potentially, also, you have no idea if someone has diabetes and is moderately overweight or not. You just don't know. Do these people say the same shit about Valium prescriptions, about Xanax prescriptions? Oh, these people are just abusing this Oxy? Yeah. Anyway, I love being judged by the guy I'm picking my meds up from. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Don't say that. Also, I don't know if you know this, but somewhat moderately fat people can also be diabetic. Skinny people can also be diabetic. Look at Blau. And yes, for the record, like I said, people who then lose the weight still need to remain on Ozempic so they can stay at, not gain the weight. And yes, I do know Ozempic shortages are happening. Okay. This is a issue. This is an issue born out of, I know there's a shortage. The issue is born out of drug patents and pharmaceutical corporations not keeping up with the additional demand. That's it. That's literally it. Okay. Do you understand? Hasan's new pharmacist, that person is not a pharmacist. Blau's type 1 though. So he's still, what do you mean? I mean, he needs a permanent pump, but like the point is, so what about diabetics that need it? I don't think you guys understand. My entire family is diabetic. The f are you guys talking about? I know. Okay. I know. I worked on a team that ran clinical trials on semaglutide, Ozempic, and can safely say I'm so excited for the future research in weight loss drugs. Regardless of what anyone says, this is ultimately a good thing. Yes. Are people trying to say you're anti-diabetics getting Ozempic to help with their blood sugar? No, they're saying that like people using Ozempic, people are looking desperately for reasons to say like people using Ozempic to lose weight are actually in the wrong. And one way to do that is by matching them up against another group of individuals who are using Ozempic for diabetes. Okay. Which is ironic because a lot of diabetics are also obese usually. Ozempic is for type 2. I have type 1 like Blau. Ozempic isn't really used to treat type 1 really at all. I've had diabetes since 2 years old. Yeah, I know. Okay. The irony, of course, is that like the issue here at hand is the pharmaceutical corporations that are not releasing the patent, allowing generic substitutes to exist. Okay. Producing more of the drug. It's a crazy thing to just like, it is very American, but it is a crazy thing to just like immediately be like, you know who's the problem here? People who are using this drug for weight loss, which is the intended purpose of the drug. Okay. It's ridiculous. It's like complaining about Propecia. Oh, dude, Hasan, you're taking Propecia for hair loss. You are actually taking it away from people who need it for prostate cancer. You know why people aren't saying that? Because Propecia has generic substitutes, which is why you can get it for like $5 a month. All of a sudden, no one is saying that. Even if they were saying that during shortages, they'd be assholes. Okay? Even if hair loss is not an adequate reason to take away drugs from people who need it for prostate cancer. Okay? But this is how drugs work. Okay? This is how drugs work. There's other uses for the same drug, and they find this in clinical trials, and then they sell it as such. You feel me? Another thing you can spend $5 on or $6 on is the top of the hour ad break avoidance fee, which is a subscription, which you can spend $6 on this broadcast and avoid the top of the hour ad break. Okay? It's like getting mad at people with ADHD because narcoleptics take Adderall as well. Yeah, it's ridiculous. My pharmacist told me I was competing with menopausal women for estrogen. That's insane. Incredibly unethical thing for a pharmacist to say to a patient. Why do they say in commercials that Ozempic isn't a weight loss drug? I'm genuinely confused. Because Ozempic is like the same drug as Wegovy, but Wegovy is the one that they are selling as a weight loss drug, versus Ozempic is the one that is a diabetes medication. I weighed 320 pounds and now I'm down to 180. Did I use Ozempic? Absolutely not. I'm glad I didn't, because I developed healthy habits on my own, like eating well and going on daily walks. If I had relied on Ozempic, I might not have built these lasting habits. No, you're wrong about that. Ozempic can also open up the world for you to actually be able to do a lot of those healthy habits that you might not have been able to do. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not correct. You can do both. We should just criminalize being fat. That's funny. Do you have a before picture when you were big compared to now? Would love to see a side by side. It's on my Twitter. Someone can find it and link it if you want to see my before and after. What happened to good old liposuction law? Dog, liposuction is insanely complicated as a procedure. It's deadly. I think Kanye West's mother literally died during a lipo procedure. It's not as simple as people think. You can die from it, okay? But yeah, for the chatters who are wondering, this is what I used to look like when I was turning 30. On July 2021,